Hello Channel NITT viewers, I am DS and welcome to another episode on Channel NITT. In this episode, we're going to discuss the compatibilities between the ENTJ and the ENTP. So before we start, there is a disclaimer. As an ENTJ, I am quite different when I am in a love situation as opposed to a work situation. So in a work situation, I am definitely very ENTJ. However, when it comes to love, maybe not so much, because I am future oriented. I know that if I become too dominant and totally direct and dictates, the relationship is going to fail. And I want my relationship to last for a very long time. So relationship is about mingling, getting to know each other and trying to see how we can fit together. However, I have read online that some ENTJs are very consistent. So no matter whether at work or in love, they are still very dictative and directive. So that is why when you watch this video, you may actually see some inconsistencies between what you read online and what you get over in this video. So I personally think that many other ENTJs are also like me when it comes to love. Although the ENTP and the ENTJ only differ by one last alphabet, the P and the J, their dominant function, their functions are totally not the same. The ENTP's dominant function is NE followed by TI, and their third function is FE. Thank God they have FE. So in this episode, I'm going to highlight some blind spots or potential landmines between the ENTP and the ENTJ. Again, I must emphasize that I am speaking from the ENTJ's point of view. The first issue I have with the ENTP as an ENTJ is that the ENTP cannot follow through. Well, I think I like the ENTP because the ENTP has a lot of ideas. They are very quick-witted. So when you say something, they are quick to debate, they're quick to give you explanations. And compared to the INTP, the ENTP's explanations are more valid. So the ENTP has NE as their dominant function. What this means is that they can come up with a lot of good ideas, good projects in their brain.
Too much of something is bad enough.
However, either they want to develop all at the same time, or they are unable to make a choice between all of them. So this is very different from the ENTJ. The ENTJ also can have a lot of ideas, however they stick to one. The ENTJ is okay to fail, and we want to learn from failures. And that's how we grow to become successful in the future. But an ENTP is unable to commit to a particular idea because they want all, or they think that all is good. So because of this, the ENTP rarely gets things done. They only talk.
'Cause you don't listen when I talk.
So personally, from the ENTJ's point of view, delivery is very important. So from the ENTJ's point of view, delivery is very important. You can be slow in your delivery, however, the ENTP does not deliver, or if they deliver, they do not deliver consistently. So they are reliably unreliable, like the ENFP. That is a different episode. So I see this as a common flaw with all the individuals who have NE as their dominant function. So they are all over the place, they want to do this and they want to do that. So these people can be so passionate about their ideas because they think it's a brilliant idea. And at that moment, they really want to develop it. However, they just abandon the thing halfway. This kind of mentality totally does not sit well with the ENTJ. Because the ENTJ wants to do something and commit to it. It's okay to fail. At least you choose something and you follow through. But the ENTP has not been able to follow through in a lot of ways. What this means is that if an ENTJ and an ENTP come together as a couple, this can really become a problem because they may have a lot of ideas at first. The ENTP may sound so enthusiastic and want to commit to it. However, the ENTP cannot follow through. It ends up that the ENTJ will do everything. Of course, the ENTJ will become very disgruntled. Let's imagine how the ENTJ may feel. Imagine this ENTJ woman. During the daytime, she is a working executive. She has a lot of things to handle at work. Her boss expects her to do a lot of things. When she comes home, the husband doesn't want to do anything. She has to tend to the baby, she has to do the housewife, she has to cook. So many different things the ENTJ has to do by herself. In the end, she's going to feel very frustrated. Of course, this is only analogous. This couple can employ maids and all those things, right? Just saying, so that you can understand how she feels. So regardless of gender, the ENTJ is going to feel very unsatisfied in the long run. A next problem that I see between the ENTP and the ENTJ in a relationship is that there is too much debate, too much intellectual stimulation. Well, it's true that the ENTJ really enjoys intellectual stimulation. However, the ENTP uses TI logic, which is not usually what the ENTJ prefers to use for thinking. From the ENTJ's point of view, TE is very different from TI, though many people cannot see the difference. So, TI users tend to go in depth. They will be very theoretical instead of practical. So as an ENTJ, I am really very concerned about the practicality of your solutions. Are they going to work in the real world? So it's good to discuss theories or conspiracies. However, usually they do not lead to something concrete for the ENTJ. So remember, the ENTJ is very results oriented. So when it comes to relationships, of course, there's going to be a lot of problems that the couple may have to handle. Real problems. Like children, what kind of parenting styles do we use? Who is going to play what role? So all these are practical questions. So as an ENTJ, I am not very confident that the ENTP is able to deliver to the extent that the ENTJ can deliver. So this relationship will be a slightly imbalanced or maybe very imbalanced. And as I've explained in my previous videos, as an ENTJ, I am very concerned about equality. Equality in relationships. Justice is very important. For many viewers, they may be really unable to distinguish between an ENTP and an ENTJ because on the surface, they are both very confident, they can be very assertive when talking. So sometimes you just can't distinguish between the two. However, if you know your cognitive stacks well, then by slowly observing, you will be able to tell between an ENTJ and an ENTP easily. So the second point that I brought up is that the ENTP really likes debate. The ENTJ loves this. The intellectual stimulation is something that is very important for the ENTJ. However, too much of this is also no good because this relationship lacks the intimate romantic element. So this can be a potential third problem between the ENTP and the ENTJ. Compared to the INTP, the ENTP is going to be more like the Freedom Ranger. They don't reply messages at all, even when they are in a committed relationship. From the ENTJ's point of view, this is a deal breaker. Not exactly like a deal breaker type of deal breaker, but it definitely is not what the ENTJ wants in a relationship. So as a result, the ENTJ may start to exert more control over the ENTP. Hence, some people may say that the ENTJ is going to be very dominant when in a relationship. However, the ENTJ is trying to exert dominance in the relationship because there is some inherent flaws in the relationship. That's why they need to come out and solve this problem. The ENTJ is in problem solving mode. That's why they become ENTJ. So you get it? So if there is no problem at all, the ENTJ in the ideal love situation is going to be one where he is loving, amorous, and the other partner reciprocates. So as I look at the ENTJ-ENTP relationship, I foresee that the ENTJ will start to assert more and more, trying to control this ENTP more and more, and trying to give this ENTP more directions. However, it is very unlikely that the ENTP will change. So, a lot of hurdles and obstacles to consider before getting into such a relationship. Ultimately, the ENTP will wear the ENTJ down. Talking about it already makes me tired. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Do comment below if you have questions regarding the ENTP and the ENTJ relationship. And if you have not subscribed, do consider subscribing. We produce a lot of interesting videos like this one. So down the road, we will have more episodes on ENTJ and other MBTI type compatibilities. So do watch out for them. And I will sign off now, and I'll see you in my next episode. Goodbye!